What is going on, everybody? I hope everybody is having a great evening so far. We got a lot to talk about, guys, on this live Q&A. First things first, I'm gonna let everybody hop in. All right. If y'all would just comment down below, let me know where y'all watching this from. I always like to know where y'all are because I've lived in a lot of places, guys. Insurance adjusting has gotten me into I lived in 15 cities because of insurance adjusting. So it's a good chance I might have lived somewhere near you at some point. Texas, awesome. I did Texas. I worked Beaumont, I worked Austin, I worked Dallas, I worked Houston, North Carolina. I ain't did North Carolina yet. California, haven't done that one yet. Louisiana, drove through Louisiana a bunch of times, but I never worked Louisiana. New York, I know a lot of adjusters in New York. I used to live in Brooklyn. I lived in Fort Greene. Anybody in New York, in the Brooklyn area, lived in Fort Greene for a while. New York to Georgia, to New York to Georgia. I did Atlanta. I lived in Atlanta for a bit, a couple times, working for State Farm, and who else I worked for over there? For Home Depot. Greenpoint, Brooklyn. What's up, Nina? Tyler, Texas. Never heard of Tyler, Texas. Guys, we're going to get started here in a bit. Keep let me know where y'all from. Where are y'all from? Where y'all watching this from? I do want to know. All right. Tonight, we're going to be talking about deployment pitfalls. Hopefully, I'm going to teach y'all some things outside of the questions that y'all asked me. My main goal, guys, I want to get y'all ready for hurricane season. Okay. I know that a lot of you all are out here flying blind, and I want to be able to give y'all good information. South Florida, I have worked Fort Lauderdale, I've done Fort Myers, I've been out there in Miami, working. But yeah, guys, so I want to make sure that y'all come into this industry with your eyes open. You know what to expect. You know what level you need to be performing at, right? I find out it's a lot of well-meaning people in this business that get chewed up and spit out because they never knew what was required of them. Okay, so I'm gonna give it 3 more minutes or 2 more minutes. We're at the 3-minute mark now, and then we're gonna get into it. Okay, like I said, guys, we're gonna be going about an hour to an hour and a half, and then we'll finish for the night. So Erica, I thought about putting Hank's interview back out there again, but I was just like, I didn't want to. People get funny about after people pass. Or, why you put it out there? You should have did that. But Hank was a really good friend of mine, and me and Hank, we talked all the time. Like we hung out together in real life, and I talked to him a lot just in my day to day. So Hank passing really hit me pretty hard. But I wanted to share Hank's interview because it's got a lot of good stuff in it. He has a lot of good advice. So if he could help people, after his passing, I want to do that. So I was kind of on the fence about it, but maybe I'll put it back out there. Okay, we got 1 minute, guys. If you are joining, please let me know where you're watching this from. Okay, and a couple things, guys. There are no dumb questions. Don't think that because you're going to ask somebody else that you can't ask me. I'm here to help y'all through this, okay? So get as many questions out while you're here with me today, okay? Yeah, Nina. Hank was an awesome guy. Nevada. I only know Las Vegas and Nevada. I haven't really hung out there for real. Robert Cephas. Man. Me and Cephas went to college together, guys. We know each other really well. So let's get started. Everybody. All right. So first things first, guys, this call is going to be recorded. Okay. So the link that you're watching now will be the same link you can watch this on a replay. All right. Next thing, as these questions come in, I'm going to answer, go to the next thing. I might go off on a tangent a little bit, guys, but I do want this to be a teaching Q&A. Okay. So I want everybody to get something from this. I don't want this just to be a, just hanging out with Steve hour. All right. So Solomon, first thing is what helps you get faster at estimatics? So a couple things. I went and got certified in Exactament. So I went into a real in-person class, and it was like a 2 or 3 day class, and I got Exactament 2 certified. Now that means nothing. Okay. So a lot of people think, oh man, I gotta get Exactament 1, Exactament 2 certified. I got my certification. I took this class. They'll be like saying you knew how to drive a car because somebody taught you how to drive a car for 2 days. That's just not true, right? You might know all the gears and you know how to start the car up and put it in reverse and everything, but you don't know how to drive a car because you learned for 2 days. Same thing with Exactament. It's because you took a class for 2 or 3 days and they gave you some certification number, right? Does not mean you know Exactament. So YouTube University, YouTube has a ton of information on Exactament. Now, I think I might have confused myself, Solomon, because you said estimatics. So estimatics is State Farm. State Farm uses estimatics for their State Farm fire certification, and they just use it just for that fire certification. Once you get in State Farm property, you're not using estimatics. Okay. Next one. What is the most used software for auto adjusting? So that depends on what you're doing. If you are a person that's going to be an auto appraiser, you use a whole other set of software than a regular auto adjuster, right? So you're going to be using, if you are a desk adjuster, which 99% of y'all are going to be auto desk adjusters, not auto field adjusters, more than likely you're going to be using just regular. You're going to be using what's in the claim environment. All right. You're going to be handling claim from the claim environment. You're not going to be making estimates on a vehicle. Okay. What do you think about the AIC designation? Is it worth it starting out? Look, guys, for independent adjusters, we need to get certifications like State Farm Auto, State Farm Fire, USAA, TWIA, not NFIP, but people get NFIP certifications. I'll say that for later. Okay. But things like AIC are for people who are staff adjusters or people who are well into their career as independent insurance adjusters. I'm talking like 5, 6, 7 years, and they want to be in the insurance industry forever. And they're usually going to switch to staff, and they want to work up the ranks of staff adjusting, right? So they want to be in management and so on and so forth. They want to become a general adjuster. So things like that. You're not getting an AIC designation starting out. Don't even think about that. Get it out of your head, okay? The term was actually used by someone at Progressive that I just drove in an Uber. All right, here we go. She used it in the context of getting an estimate for a car that had some damage. Okay, estimatics. All right. Without any like further details on that, like I can't really answer that question, Solomon. Because it's like you heard somebody that you heard from somebody who worked at Progressive, and they said something about estimatics. Like, that's too vague. That's too vague. Estimatics, from what I know, is State Farm property, but it might have something else on that side for Progressive, right? I never worked in Progressive Auto before I worked Progressive. I've done ASI Progressive on the property side. I never heard about that, so I might be mistaken. If anybody else want to hop in and say something about that, y'all feel free to do that. What do you recommend for a new adjuster to become skilled in writing estimates? All right, so Ms. Robinson, this is what I would tell y'all who are new adjusters. You may not be writing estimates as a new adjuster. You might be working auto claims. Now what? Right? You might get deployed doing bodily injury. Now what? You might get deployed working remote ECTA, and you have nothing to do with estimates, right? So unless you are like, one thing I would tell everybody is, let's be prepared to get hired, and let's be prepared to get hired anywhere. So if that's on the auto side or the property side, that's the remote side of things, be prepared for that. But when y'all start painting yourself in a corner, like I'm going to write estimates and I'm going to do this and that, you miss out on so many other deployments. I didn't get into property for a full 12 months after I got into the insurance industry. And so as an adjuster, I wanted to be in property, but my first 3 deployments were not property claims, right? They were all auto in PIP. So it took me some time before I could do that, right? Now, as far as writing estimates in Exactment, YouTube, YouTube. But I wouldn't do that unless I am getting deployed right now. Like somebody called me and said, "Hey, Steven, I have a property deployment for you, or we'll be handling field claims, and you need to write estimates, or you're gonna be doing file review, or are you gonna be writing estimates on a property deployment?" Until then, I'm not learning estimates because we could go and do all this time learning how to write an estimate, how to look over an estimate, and then we could put in auto, and it's all for nothing, right? What can I do to make myself more attractive to firms as a new adjuster seeking desk work? I call firms almost every day, have 15 licenses, State Farm and Allstate certs, seeking Exactment certification also. Okay, so a couple questions, Eli the human, and this might be something that me and you talk about privately in the DMs on Twitter. I would say first thing is, who told you to get 15 licenses? That is way too many. Okay, if you are brand new, if you've never worked before, 15 licenses is overkill. You should have 5 licenses. From there, you let the carrier tell you what license you should get. You've already done it, so it's done. But I think that was you spent a lot of money that you're gonna have to keep that up once those licenses start to expire, right? Calling firms. What are you saying to these people when you call them? Are you saying, "Hey, this is Eli. Do y'all have any deployments?" No? Okay, thanks, Bob. If that's what you're saying, it doesn't really mean anything, right? Next thing I want to tell everybody is us calling or contacting an IA firm does not make a deployment come up, okay? We can't create a deployment because we're talking on the phone to a recruiter every day, right? We have to be looking in our Discord group. We got a big Discord group, guys, on the roadmap to become an independent insurance adjuster. Some of y'all know that. It's over 1,000 people in there. We got Twitter. It is tons of people posting deployments day in and day out. You have other IAs you can be talking to. "Hey, what's up, man? Are you deployed right now?" "Okay, great. Which deployment are you on?" "I'm on XYZ deployment." "Hey, do they have any more spots available? I want to work." Right? We got to be using our resources, guys. I talked about this before. I'm going to talk about it right now. We'll talk about this right now. I really want you all to pay attention to what I'm about to say. Okay, if you need to write this down, if you need to pull your phone out and screen record, whatever you gotta do, I want you to listen to this. Okay, when you are calling these IA firms, the first question everybody's asking is, "Hey, do you have any deployments?" That only gives you one piece of information, but we have a lot more information to get. Okay, like what? What type of deployments are popular with your IA firm? Which carriers are you working with? What do they require? What kind of adjusters are they looking for? Okay. Do you normally do property? Do you normally do auto? Do you normally do field? What certifications do the carriers that you deploy with, what certifications are they looking for? Do they work with Stability and Exactament? What parts of the year are y'all the busiest? What states do y'all normally work in? What licenses do you recommend people who work for your IA firm have to get deployed? I just named off like 12 things. If we're just calling and asking, "Hey, you got any deployments?" Put my name on the list, you miss out on so much more, okay? All right, so I see a lot of people spin their wheels. They spin their wheels with that one. They go in like, "Hey, you got any deployments? You got any deployments? You got any deployments?" And we got so much more that we can be asking, okay? Do you have a one-on-one mentor program? Yes, I do. It is not a one-on-one just because it's too many of y'all. But I do have a group mentorship that you can be a part of, okay? And I'll, as we keep going, if you find me on Twitter, you can shoot me a message on Twitter, and I'll tell you more about it. If you want to send me an email, you can do that too. All right. But and Eli, I'm not singling you out. I just want everybody to understand independent adjusting is so much different from how we get hired for other types of jobs. Okay. We load up our resume with, "Hey, I got all these certifications. I have, 25 licenses. I got all these things." that doesn't necessarily mean we'll get hired faster. Okay, it means we're qualified, but it doesn't mean we're gonna get hired faster. So we wanna be more resourceful in how we network, right? Because, for example, and it's funny because nobody ever hits me up about deployments. I don't know why. Like, all y'all ask me about questions, but nobody ever hits me up and say, "Hey, Steve, you know of any deployments?" I always know about deployments. I literally always know of a deployment. But I find that a lot of new adjusters ask other new adjusters about deployments, and they miss out and don't ask experienced adjusters about deployments, because Canada was deploying here recently for the wildfire in Alberta. That was 2 weeks ago. There was a $40 an hour job that came across my desk 4 days ago. It's a lot of those types of deployments, but I understand you call it IA firms. But we have a lot more people that we can contact about insurance adjusting deployments, right? And like I said, you got all those people that are currently deployed, right? Let's keep going. I don't want to get stuck on that one. Currently working as a staff adjuster. Do you have any tips before I take the leap to the independent side? Kangaroo Jack 95. Yes. So here's a few tips. I will be contacting your licensing department for your staff, and I will want to know which licenses stay with me if I were to leave the company, and which licenses stay with the company, right? So I don't know how many licenses you have. I know some staff adjusters have like 20 something licenses. Don't expect all those licenses to go with you. All right. You might have, 26 licenses, 15 licenses, 13, whatever. I'm sure some of those are going to be lost if you were to leave the company. So you need to find out what licenses stay with you. You need to make some decisions about what type of claims you're going to be handling. All right. You want to go independent, but are you going to continue working continue working auto only? Are you open to doing field auto? Are you open to doing field property, desk property, remote property, right? So you need to make those decisions. Also, got to have your money right? So you know your bills, you know your responsibilities at home. Make sure it's taken care of, because it might be 2 months before you get hired. It might be 3 months, 4 months. We don't know, right? So we want to make the jump, but we want to do it the right way. Okay, so things to think about. Next thing I would say is I find that staff adjusters, I think y'all don't understand how easy it is for y'all to get hired. So, but you just gotta put some effort out, and you'll be fine. But I know a lot of staff adjusters that made the switch to going IA, and they've done really well for themselves. All right, the USAA cert. Do you actually have to have 2 years experience to get the cert? That's a certification I don't have. I never worked for USAA. This is what I'll say when it comes to 2 years experience and all those types of things. You gotta try. You gotta at least try. Okay. They might be telling you it's 2 years as a deterrent. It might be two years for real. We don't know until you try it out. Okay. It goes for a lot of these deployments. I've been in this business a long time now. And I find that on every deployment I'm on, no matter how complex, there's always a new person there. There's always someone who's never touched a claim that's on that deployment, except for like maybe 2 or 3 deployments out of over 20 that I've done. And there's always somebody new there. So try it out. Just try. The worst they can say is no, but try for it. See if you can get it. Okay. Which carriers usually work with new adjusters without experience? Carriers means insurance companies, so State Farm, Allstate, Geico, Liberty Mutual, Federated National, Texas Wind Insurance Association. All of them work with new adjusters because they're always hiring new people, right? And the same thing on the IA side. Like, the thing I would say to everybody as it relates to new adjusters, I find that a lot of people don't get hired. All right, no, I'll explain it a different way. Okay, so IA firms are the middleman. They are a staffing agency. They get paid when they produce IAs for a insurance carrier. Okay, so they have a financial incentive to get more IAs to these carriers. Now, with that being said, how is it that these IA firms can continue to find new people with 2 years experience? It's not possible, right? If they deploy everybody who already has experience, How can they deploy more people when these carriers ask for more people? It's not possible. All right. So they're financially incentivized to get you to the deployment. Now they'll say something like, "Hey, you have 2 years experience. Hey, what do you know about? What was your off in your last deployment? What was they'll throw some lingo out on you." Here's the thing: if they can't get the people, they can't do their part of their contract. They can't furnish the IAs needed. So they have an incentive to get as many of y'all into the seat under the right parameters. So for a lot of people don't get hired because they say, "Hey, do you have 2 years experience?" And you say, "No, I don't. I'm brand new. I got a license last week, but I'm really eager to learn." All right, well, you don't fit their parameters now because you said that you don't have 2 years experience. Now, here's the thing: for the IA recruiter, like it or not, they're going to tell you to be at that place, or they're going to send a computer to you in anywhere from 24 to 72 hours. You'll be working on that deployment. It is not possible for them to do a background check or work, as far as on your work history, in 72 hours or 48 hours or 24 hours for 50 adjusters or 100 adjusters, 200 adjusters on an assignment. It's not possible. Okay. It's not possible. So take from that what y'all, I hope I made myself clear with that. But yeah, stop telling everybody you're brand new. Starting out, should I focus on auto? Look, take the deployment that fits your earning parameters. All right. I think that I don't want anybody to paint themselves in a box or paint themselves in a corner where, hey, I only want to work remote auto and that's it. When it's a field deployment that can get you in the business and get you rolling, right? Take what you can get, guys. Auto and property is all the same level of difficulty. You're going to be reading policy. You're going to be writing file notes. You're going to be working in a team environment. You're going to have deadlines, and you're going to be working some crazy hours at times. Okay. Is self-releasing from the active deployment cool? I want to work property. I've saved enough to be without a job for 3 months. All right, that's another great one. A lot of y'all work ECTA because State Farm has they have a huge auto total loss department. I worked total loss. I never did ECTA side of things, but no, I did ECTA for like 3 weeks. But yeah, so like what I would say to everybody as it relates to self-releasing, what are your income goals for the year? Okay. And what are your experience goals? What do you want to learn from each deployment? And are you for sure when you self-release that you're going to the next deployment, right? If you can't answer those 3 questions, what are my income goals for the year? Because when you go home, when you self-release, you're at 0 again, or whatever unemployment pays in your state, right? And then the next one is, what are your goals on that active deployment? What did you want to learn, right? Did you hit that goal, that learning goal, experience goal? And then, are you sure you have a deployment? So like, are you self-releasing to go straight to the next deployment? Because if not, you don't self-release. Okay. ECTA is chill. It is super chill, guys. Like, that is an easy deployment, right? You're making what, $24, $26, $28 an hour for what, 50, 60 hours a week. It is May. Okay. It is end of May. June and July, it is quite difficult to get to the next deployment. There will be some deployments. I don't want to throw anybody off on that. But because they're getting ready for hurricane season, they're not just jumping up and down to hire a bunch of people. Okay. So if you're on a deployment right now, you need to stay put until these hurricanes start hitting. Okay. I want to make IA a career, but I have other work experience besides insurance. Should I start a clean slate with my resume? No, put your work experience on there. Okay. Anthony Johnson, is it easy to break in as an IA or as staff? No offense to anybody work staff, okay, for about what I'm about to say. I would not put my pants on to leave the house for the kind of money that staff adjusters make, okay? I have not done all I have done and worked this hard to make what staff adjusters make. I would not even try. Steven, I'm not telling anybody to be a staff adjuster, okay? Not one person. I want people to be independent adjusters. Okay, you're gonna do the same job and you make twice as much. 3 times as much, 4 times as much. Okay, if that don't work for you, go be staff. That's fine. That's on you. But for me and the people that I want to get in this business, I'm getting them in the business as independent adjusters. Okay. What kind of questions should we be asking the IAs when we call about deployments? Erica, I just said that one. Like 10 minutes ago. But I'll say it again. All right. I'll say it again, Erica, real quick. You want to be asking what carriers that they work with, what kind of experience levels do those carriers want, what certifications do they want or do they offer, what amount of state licenses do they want, and which states do they want you to have, what else, what times are busy for them, what times of the year are busy for them, what types of claims are they normally deploying for, whether it's auto, property, remote auto, field property, field auto, and I said some other things, and that was back a few minutes ago. Okay. Thank you, Solomon. Appreciate it. I want to do remote desk only and I. Do you think I should go into staff, or will it be better doing it independent? Independent. All right. You go work staff, you make $40,000 a year. You go independent, you work remote. You got a chance to do a much higher amount of money. Now, with that being said about this whole remote thing, guys, the further we get from pandemic times, the less remote jobs we're going to have in this business. Okay. When I got in the business, guys, remote was not an option for anybody with less than like 4 or 5 years experience. You just weren't working remote. So, you want to do remote desk only. I said this before, I'm going to say it again, and don't take any of this the wrong way, guys. I get like about it because it was so much I had to sacrifice to get in this business. I traveled when we were coming up in insurance adjusting years ago in 2016, 2015, 2017. You had to travel to every single deployment. You had to travel and like live somewhere for 6 months. Like I had to go live in Greeley, Colorado, the porta potty of the United States. Smells like a literal porta potty. I was there for 3 months. Had to go live in Winter Haven, Florida. Had to go live in where else I lived at? Like Frederick, Maryland, like these random places to do deployments. And so like when I hear people say like, I only want to work remote desk, it's like, yo, like this business has so much more to it than remote. And then also remote desk adjusters suck. All right, just straight up. Everybody I've seen that's a remote desk adjuster only has terrible file notes. They suck on the phone. They don't perform at a high level compared to people who work at desk, and it's only because they're never around other adjusters to hear how they handle claims, to see how they handle claims, and see how they think through policy and carry guidelines, right? So I think, and this goes for everybody, I think when you only work remote, you put yourself at a disadvantage, okay? You put yourself at a disadvantage in skills, okay? Skills pay the bills, guys. Anybody get deployed. If you can fog a mirror and you're licensed as an adjuster, you can get hired. But to have a long, profitable career in this business, you got to have good skills, okay? Blue trades, I'm not picking on you. This is something I see a lot of. People only want to work remote, and they paint themselves in a corner, and they won't work. They don't want to do any field deployments, and that gives you a ton of experience. And they won't travel for work, and so because they won't travel for work, you miss out on a lot of money. So, okay, you work remote, you make $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 in a year, and the person who's moving around, they're doing $140,000. Right? What more do I need other than my state license to work? Robert, that's a great question. You need to give me a call because you got my cell phone number, bro. 1, but you need to get 5 state licenses. So you got the state of Alabama already. You need to get 4 of the licenses. I recommend Texas, Georgia, Louisiana, and Florida. And if you can, get North Carolina and South Carolina. Okay? Get those. You need to get 2 certifications. It's going to be State Farm Auto and State Farm Property. State Farm, they call it State Farm Fire. Okay, get those 2, and then you need to get on 10 IA firm rosters. All right, that's what you need to do. Give me a call, Robert. We can talk more about it. Can you provide tips on getting ECTA? ECTA's easy, super easy. All right, so if you want to be an ECTA, Enterprise Claims Technical Assistant, something like that, I think is the acronym for that. What you want to do is you want to give a call to Renfro, Eberls, Alacrity, Warlaw, those 4 companies, I think QA Claims, and a few other companies, they have contracts with State Farm. Okay, so when you give these IA firms a call, you say, "Hey, I want to work ECTA." So what you need to say is, "Hey, do you deploy with State Farm? And if so, do you deploy with? Do you have ECTA deployments?" All right, you want to be asking if they have ECTA deployments at these IA firms, and once you find that out, then you know who you need to be talking to, who you need to be following up with to get into ECTA. Also, you need to be looking at Twitter because there's a ton of ECTAs over there. If you're in the Discord group, my Discord group, the Roadmap group, you need to be looking over there. There's a bunch of ECTAs there, guys. It's like a million ECTAs over there. Okay. Where do you get an All-State cert? Great question, Ryan. Same rules apply. Call up. So we get certifications through IA firms, everybody. Any certification we're talking about, that's USAA, All-State, State Farm, any certifications you're going to get through an IA firm. All right. They usually be providing training of some sort. Hey, do you do All-State certifications? Hey, do y'all have training with All-State? Hey, as you call these IA firms, ask them those things. You'll find out who does and who doesn't. You follow up with them. You get the dates when they're offering All-State certifications. All right. Will this live stream be available after the live is over? Yes, it will. Yes, it will, Nikki. So all you got to do, same link you're looking at now, same link you're using now, you're going to use later when it's on replay. All right. Should we take with the first deployment we're offered or wait before we're actually interested in? Tennessee Raise 615. That's a great question. What are your financial goals for the year? And what would you like to learn? Okay. And what would you like? Would you like to get into business right now or the next deployment? We don't know what the next deployment is going to be, right? So those are questions you got to answer. How long are you willing to wait to make $100,000 a year? You're already making that kind of money, you can wait. I'll tell y'all a bit about myself. Some of y'all who don't know my story, I had gotten licensed in 2015. I was still personal training. I had some things going on, so I didn't really need to get into insurance adjusting. I was kind of putting it off, procrastinating. And summer 2016 comes around, and I'm personal training. I have my personal training business. It was going slow. My lights got cut off. Rent behind. I get an eviction notice. And, it was either pay my rent or buy some licenses and apply myself so I could get deployed, right? And so I was like, I'm already broke. I'm already screwed. Okay, I'm already facing eviction. This little money I got right now, I ain't finna stop that process. I'm about to go get this. I'm gonna try this insurance adjusting thing out, and I'm gonna go fast as I can so I can get out of this position that I'm in, right? And so I did that, and I got hired like within 30 days at $36 an hour. I got my first deployment. It was auto PIP. Y'all don't even know what that means. Okay, it was auto PIP. That was my first deployment, and it got me in the business. It got me an alias with State Farm. The deployment lasted 5 days. I got fired. Okay. But because I had already started working and I was already in the system with State Farm, the same IA firm called me again and said, "Hey, we got another deployment for you. If you want it, go take it." And I took it. And that lasted 3 weeks. And again, it wasn't really what I was interested in. And then that deployment ended, and I had like a 6-week period I didn't work, and I got picked up again. And that was another deployment I was not interested in. I wanted to do property the whole time. It was an auto total loss deployment. And that went 7 months. I made $70,000, right? And then Hurricane Harvey happened. And I finally got my chance to wait to do what I actually was interested in. Now, what if I had waited? What if I had waited to do what I was actually interested in? I would have missed out on probably, $100,000? All right. So keep all that in perspective. Is it mandatory to have your own vehicle to be an IA? If you plan on being a field adjuster and inspecting property, then you need to have a vehicle. If you want to be a desk adjuster working in an office, I'm sure you can just call an Uber up and have them drop you off at the office. If you're working remote, that's self-explanatory. You work from home. I have your number. Is it okay to shoot you a call or shall I pay? Just shoot me a text. Shoot me a text, Leon. Independent, yes, of course. Do you suggest I invest in your mentorship program before purchasing an Adjuster Pro course? Get Adjuster Pro, okay? Get licensed, okay? I can't get you licensed. So you need to get licensed first, okay? Get that going. You always have time to get on a mentorship program first, but you can't really do too much. There's only so much you can do without getting the Adjuster Pro, right? Now, if you can do both of them at the same time, come on, we'll let it have you. But if you can't, if you got to pick one or the other, pick the Adjuster Pro course. Are the smaller IA firms better to work for? If you have never worked any claims, get on. Like my dad say, dance with the one that brought you. Okay, so if one of these big firms call you up, take them. If a small firm call you up, go for it. Right? You know, newbies can't be choosers. They say beggars can't be choosers. Newbies, rookies, brand new adjusters, y'all cannot be choosers. Okay, if somebody give you a call, hey, Villers Valley, yo, what's up? Hey, we got a deployment for you, $35 an hour. You want to take it? Yeah, come on. Why do you recommend 10 rosters? I'm asking because I've heard numbers like 50, 60 rosters minimum. Well, here's the thing. Okay, first of all, who'd you hear from? One. Guys, now I ain't trying to step on nobody's toes or anything like that, but I just think that people throw out all kind of numbers and they're new, or they're excited about it, so they want to share information with y'all. You can't keep up with 50 or 60 different rosters, right? You still trying to you're trying to learn about insurance, take your little state license test or whatever. You're trying to get certifications. You're trying to follow with people. Y'all more than likely won't be able to keep up with 50 or 60 rosters and contacting all of them and ask them all the questions I just told y'all to ask. And respond to all their emails and remember the names of recruiters. You're not going to be able to do that. Start small. Start with 10 rosters. Okay? 10 rosters make something happen. Okay? What kind of keywords, buzzwords should we be using when calling firms to talk when seeking first deployment? Jabs and bonds. Don't work like that. You're not going to talk yourself into a deployment on the phone. If you're calling them, you're not talking yourself into deployment. They got to call you. They're going to call you or email you or text you, and then you respond, and then you get on the call. They'll do a little brief interview with you, and then you get hired like that. But you talking on the phone with them, you might as well just ask them the questions I told y'all to ask. Okay? But buzzwords and keywords ain't going to make nothing shake. They're not. These recruiters, when y'all calling them, they just hanging out on the phone. Yo, what's up? Oh, this is Alacrity. Oh, okay, cool. All right. Well, you want a deployment? Oh, okay, great. We'll keep that in mind. You can't. There's no buzzwords you can say to get somebody to hire you. If you're calling them, they got to call you. Okay, and when they do call you, they'll see if you have the licensing prerequisites, certification prerequisites, and then from there they'll give you a call and start talking to you. And then you need to get through the interview process with them, and then take it from there. So else you got. When they call you for deployment, is there an interview process? Yes. If so, what type of questions are they asking? Erica Martin. So Erica, when they call you, they're gonna say things like, "Hey, Erica, we're giving you a call. We see that you're licensed in Alabama and Georgia and Mississippi. You know, we have this ECTA deployment going on at State Farm. Have you ever worked claims before? How much experience do you have? What kind of claims have you handled before? You know, are you available to work in the next 36 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours?" They're gonna be asking questions like that. They might not ask you all those questions. Depending on the position, like for example, ECTA, they're not going to ask you if you've had 4 years experience or 2 years experience or even a year experience because they don't care. ECTA is for new people, all right? So they're going to be asking you your availability, and they want to just talk so they can hear your voice and see how you articulate your words and things like that, okay? So it all just depends. What insurance company should I get certified with, and how long does it take for each? Eric Sarver. State Farm, Allstate, USAA, Texas Wind Insurance Association. Those are the main ones I would say off the top of my head you need to get certifications for. And guys, certifications with these insurance companies just means you're familiar with their operating systems. You're familiar with their claims environment. That's all it means. Okay, it's not like some crazy, super difficult thing. Like to work State Farm Auto and you get a State Farm Auto certification literally means you know you have a familiarity with their claims environment based off what you see on a PDF. Okay. Same thing for their property. They make you run through all those math problems and stuff, and you never do that again. They just want to make sure that you know a bit about their claims environment so you can get in and you can kind of know what's going on. What action would you take if you had to look for work today? I'll start networking on Twitter, Discord, Slack, Facebook. I wouldn't even call an IA firm because there's too many. Think about it. Think about it like this, guys. So there are 150 IA firms in the United States. How many IAs do you see on Twitter? If you click the hashtag IA, you can probably find 60, 70 profiles right now. You can DM all of them. Hey, what's up? Are you deployed yet? Well, you are. Word. Hey, what are you looking for? Hey, how is it? Or hey, look, if they are hiring or if somebody leave, let me know. Let your manager know about me. I want to work there. That's what I would do. That's how I got most of my deployments. Yes, some people have called me and I got deployments through that. I got deployments through my managers. I got deployments through my mother, my cousin, my best friend, homeboys, people I've worked with, cousins I've worked with. I work with a couple of my cousins, by the way, and my mom. But all the people I work with help me, right? We all network with each other. And so that is what I would do. I wouldn't even call IA firms. It's a waste of time. If it was me. But again, guys, I got way more experience than y'all do, and I got a much stronger resume than y'all do. So it's a lot different. I know managers. I know like vice presidents of IA firms and presidents of IA firms, and I know a lot of these people personally. So I spend a lot of time with them. So my way of getting deployed is a bit different from y'all. Okay. What sport are you good at? I'm pretty good at a lot of sports, man. I'm very, very athletic. I ran college and track. So I ran track in college. My bad. I ran track in college. And so I've always been athletic. I'm a really athletic person. I do a lot of swimming. I do a lot of ocean swimming. I do a lot of capoeira, is a Brazilian martial art, a bunch of other stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know why I answered that. But anyway, what's the best way to study for Xactimate? YouTube. Yeah, you should get started. Go for it. Done drill West. Yeah, exactly. Track. I don't have my license. I've been thinking about it for a while. Hurry up. I heard you have to go to training for weeks and they're only in certain cities. No, it's not true. Is there a workaround that? Yeah, adjusterpro.com. ADJUSTERpro.com. Go to adjusterpro.com. Okay. Go to adjusterpro. Oops. My bad. Let's go to adjusterpro.com. Oops. Let me go my banner. Get y'all a banner going. Get y'all a banner going. If you want to get licensed, you got to go to certain cities. Let's go to show. Just go there, adjusterpro.com. Okay. They get you situated. All right. Yeah. Adjusterpro.com, take care of it. Guys, this is one thing that frustrates me. It's like y'all hear everything but the right stuff. So I'm like, who y'all listening to? Because they telling y'all all this crap. Okay. So yeah, Jay, go to adjusterpro.com. You can study in the privacy of your own home. Okay. Would you ever put a word in for a new adjuster? For my students, yeah. For my mentees, yes. I've gotten plenty of my mentees hired. I've gotten plenty of my students hired. I have put in words for people who I have personally taught, or I know they've taken my course and my content and they know what they're talking about. They know basically what I put out. Yeah, of course. But just some random just a random person on the street, yo, good word for me. No. What other business have you started since your IA journey? Insurance education. I'm teaching all day long. All right, that's my main thing, guys. I'm still in the insurance industry. I'm still licensed, all those things. I just teach all now. I'm still teaching adjusting all day, every day. That's the only thing I've started since that. I didn't do anything else other than that. What are the best states to get certified in the STAR? I'm in Washington State currently. So first thing you got to do is the best state to get licensed in is your home state, right? If your home state is one of 34 states that have a license, I recommend getting your home state license, right? If you are in the 16 states that don't have a home state license, you got to get a designated home state. That is Texas, Indiana, or Florida. Pick one of those and make that your designated home state, right? From there, what you'll do is the Gulf Coast. So that's Florida, Texas, Georgia, Louisiana, South Carolina, North Carolina. Great states to get started. But I would say just to anybody, if y'all call all these IA firms anyway, ask them, hey, what's up? What states y'all deploying the most? Okay. What 5 states y'all deploying the most? But like I said, I recommend the Gulf states because hurricane season coming up. And what else? Hurricane season's coming up, and the golf usually gets hit during hurricane season. Obviously, those states I said are the ones that get hit the most, so you want to have those licenses. Do you have an Adjusted Pro discount? Alacrity 25 is the discount code. I'm thinking Alexis. So if that's Alexis helping out Hazadia Robinson, I think that's the code. Twitter IAs are telling us to get to know the recruiters and bug them. At least that's what I've seen. Erica Martin. Guys, we're going to nip this in the bud today. Okay. I'm going to get everybody on the right path today. Okay. I said on Twitter today how I taught y'all how to vet the people you listen to. Okay. I don't like this whole idea of what y'all heard. And a lot of stuff I'm hearing just ain't that right. It's not right. Okay. So a couple questions I have for everybody who wants to listen to people on Twitter. Granted, I'm the Twitter guy. I'm big on Twitter and all that stuff. But like, do I say that? Do I tell y'all to bug all these people all the time? Am I saying it every day? Have I said that? I don't think I have. I have. Cool, but I'm sure I probably said some other things that go along with that. That's the first thing. Next thing, how many times have these people gotten hired? Okay, I've been hired over 20 times. How many times have the people you listen to been hired? Okay, this is so y'all can get better. I don't want y'all just chasing your tail, listening to everybody you hear because they got deployed before you. Okay, like I said, getting deployed is easy. If you can fog a mirror, you can get deployed. All right, so just because these people are deployed and they're ahead of you by 3 months or 6 months or a year does not mean they're good adjusters or they know what they're talking about. Okay, if you want to get deployed, use all of your resources. Okay, use all of your resources, guys. That's networking, calling IA firms, emailing them, talking in Discord, talking in Slacks, DM other IAs. It's a lot there. Okay. Oh yeah. Let me see. Is there a way to study policies today? Yes. Yes, there is. You know, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna give y'all a great example. Let's go here. Let's do HO3 sample policy. Any of y'all who have a homeowner's policy at home, you can always just review your own policy, right? Here we go. I pulled up a policy for y'all right here. Let's go get it. Let's pull it up right here. Share screen. Let's share entire screen. Allow. All right, guys. All I typed in was HO3 sample policy. Here we are. We got a policy that quick. It's just a sample policy for you to review. All right, make sure y'all can see that. So homeowners 3 policy. Say a policy for property. All right, studying policy isn't sexy. I do recommend everybody do it because this is how we learn the business. All I did, guys, in Google, HO3 sample policy. Click on the first link right there. That's it. Okay, that's how y'all do that. Stop sharing. That's how you do that right there. Okay, super simple. All right, I recommend reviewing policy 30 minutes a day. It's super important. How you make great decisions in this business. If you're not using policy to make your decisions, your claim decisions, you're flying by the seat of your pants, you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna get fired quickly. Do you have personal study methods that you prefer or recommend as far as what? Exactly. Are you talking about pre-licensing? Are you talking about certifications? What are you talking about? I've heard of independent adjusters who made their friends or relatives their assistant with no experience. Can you explain how that works? Nikki, usually those are people who are field adjusters. You will see that. And essentially those people help them, they might help them with taking pictures on a roof or taking pictures around a house or inside of a house. They might help them with estimates, things like that. I don't know if that's, if you just want to just work alongside somebody, that's cool. I don't think that's something necessary that you have to do to get into business. But it's not anything wrong with it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. And people have been doing it for a long time. Complete the modules, take the practice test until you get 90% review each practice test. You know what, Alexis, how's it did? I think y'all got y'all a nice little friendship going. I think that's the answer to that question. How long does it generally take for you to receive your paycheck after complete your deployment? Usually, we get paid while we're deployed, right? So we have deployments where you're going to get paid once per week, right? They might do like a week in the hole, and then you get paid the following week. Some have no hole, and so like you come in on a Thursday, you're getting paid the next Thursday no matter what. Some are every 2 weeks, some are the 1st and the 15th. When it comes to field adjusting, some are you get paid once the claim closes. Some are you get paid when it gets past the file review team. It just depends. But Sherwin, what I recommend, this is what I recommend for everybody, before you accept any deployment, you need to ask, when do we get paid? So you can set proper expectations, set proper financial expectations at that, because a lot of people get caught with their pants down and they struggle a lot more than they should. Okay. Hey, if I purchase desk adjusters course, does that put me in a better position to get deployed? Edward Turner, what exactly are you talking about? What desk adjuster course are you talking about specifically, Edward? How do you get access to the Discord if we copy course? If you just shoot me a message on Twitter real quick, I'll send you a link. Okay, if you didn't get the link on Gumroad, if you just shoot me a message on Twitter, or if you just email me, I'll shoot it to you tonight, right? Okay, I'll shoot it to you right now, as a matter of fact. If you send it to me right now, I'll send it back to you right now. That's a good question, Nikki. I don't want to climb a roof, but my husband would in a heartbeat. Well, why don't you and your husband just get licensed? Okay, your husband will be up there already doing the estimate. He might as well be licensed, and you be licensed, and you can do the exacting portion, and then he can do the physical inspection. A lot of husbands and wives do that. Okay. Any new material certifications after license? The Anki method. How's it? What are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about study methods. Don't overthink it. You have your own way of studying. They have quizzes and study guides in some of these pre-licensing courses. Don't overthink it. Just get in there, study, take the quizzes over and over again until you get a 90 on each quiz, and then go take the final exam and pass it. Don't make it more than what it has to be. Is it possible to only work desk as a beginner? Yes, Eric Sarver, it is quite possible. Recently you sent out the deal of all deals for students. What's the difference between that and your mentorship program? The deal of all deals is just some courses. My mentorship program is me teaching once per week for the next 12 weeks, plus all my courses, plus you get private calls. Okay. Could you break down the term fee schedule or schedule fee? I've seen field adjusters talk about it, but I don't really understand it. All right. So let's go to what is a fee schedule. Independent adjusting. Let's go look that up. I'm just looking this up because if I find this, let's just read it right quick. All right, so this is a great example of not using your resources. Okay, so one thing about this business is that we have to be resourceful. All right, there's nothing wrong with asking questions, but I just want you all to see how easy it was for me to find what a fee schedule was, what the definition was for it. All right. And it's the only reason I do this is because we need this as a real skill when we start handling claims. All right. So what is a fee schedule? Independent adjusting. Independent claims adjuster fee schedules are documents that specify how much an insurance company will be charged for each claim for adjusting services. The insurance company is charged by the independent adjusting agency based on indicated rates. The company then hires independent adjusters to finish the job. Now I'll finish the explanation. So from there, let's say they'll have a range. Let me see. Let me find a fee schedule sheet real quick. Fee. One second. Fee schedule sheet. Independent. I'm gonna look this up for you real quick because I just want to see what we got here. Oh man, here we go. This is easy to find. This is so easy to find. Look at this. Fee schedule sheet, independent adjusting. First thing pops up, boom, Adjuster Pro. This is an updated version of the article. What is the fee schedule? How does it work? It is industry standard for adjusting firms to pay between 55 and 70% of the adjuster fee to the adjuster in field. Here is an example right here. Okay. Now, this is something that I don't want to explain just because it's quite in depth, and I just gave you the resource to find it. So I want y'all to be resourceful and go look at that fee schedule link right there. All right, just because it's going to take too much time for me to explain it all. And also, I want to get that in your head that we can be resourceful about certain things. We will not fail because we lack resources. We fail because we're not being resourceful. Okay, I'm not trying to be a butthole about it. Just a quick little Google search right there. We found it, and we can read it for understanding. Okay, so me just saying it does not give a good enough explanation. Okay. I just got my license in pilot training, but now I'm just waiting. What are you waiting on? So my license, blah, blah. I don't know what to do next. Great, Apocalypse. You need to get 4 more licenses. You need to get on 10 more IA firms. You need to get some more certifications. Okay, you need to get a State Farm Auto, State Farm Fire certification. Okay, can you give us a rough draft on how an email to the firm should sound? No. Okay, let me show y'all something, because I think this is something that a lot of people don't understand. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all this. Let's pull it up. I'm gonna pull up EA Renfro for y'all. This is IA firm. EA Renfro. Boom. All right. So guys, this email crap that y'all do, that a lot of people do, this email crap, that's sending emails out to everybody, is not going to get you on an IA firm list. Okay. It's not going to get to anybody's attention. You're going to look at your stuff, they're going to delete it. Okay. I'm going to show you how to get on the IA firm roster. Super simple stuff. It's tedious, it's monotonous, but this is how it works. Forget about this email stuff. Okay. Unless you have a personal relationship with somebody over there, or somebody's telling you to email them, don't email them your resume and all that. Okay? It does not get you on an IA firm roster. They want you to go through the steps to get on their roster. And you're usually going to see this on every IA firm. Make sure y'all see that. All right, here we are. We're on their roster. Careers. So look it up. Let's see. We got insurance adjuster. Apply now. Job description, blah, 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 blah. Start your application. You're going to start filling in all this information. Okay? That's how you get on IA firm rosters, guys. All this email stuff, forget about it. When I have to purchase Adjuster Pro for each state I want to get licensed in. No. You're going to get licensed in your home state or your designated home state, and after that, you'll be able to begin purchasing licenses through Circon. I'm going to show y'all Circon right quick. Circon.com. Uh-oh. Try again. Let's do NIPR then. NIPR.com. All right. So we have 2 websites we can go to, guys. This is one of them, NIPR. You go here, apply for a new license. You do a non-resident because you already have a resident license somewhere, right? Boom. You're going to pick one Alabama. All right. And you just go through and you submit and you start going through their process of going in and buying a license. Okay. Guys, don't think because of my delivery, I'm not trying to be mean to nobody. I'm just really straightforward. And I just don't like seeing y'all learn things the wrong way from people who kind of threw something together and it worked for them one time. Right. I'm showing y'all things that work dozens of times, right? Over hundreds of people. Okay, so I want to make sure I learn things the right way. I've seen a company named OK who says they're close tied to 7 different firms. I was just wondering. Okay, great. Questions, guys? Questions, comments, concerns? Am I not explaining anything well enough? You want me to explain something any better? I'm about to tell y'all some things because I want to tell y'all about the things about deployments. All right. Why am I stressing to you all that getting deployed is easy? Why am I saying that, like, hey, if you can fog a mirror, you can get deployed? Because I think that especially with social media, especially with Twitter, and everybody's super excited to get deployed because like I'm finally in the money, right? But this business requires skills. Okay, not only does it require skills, it requires professionalism, and it requires a level of focus and sustained focus to do well at it. So I want to talk about some things. I want to talk about some things for y'all real quick. One more question. Shamika, are you familiar with MCAT? I don't know. Shamika, shoot me a text about that, and I can give you a better explanation. But I've never seen that acronym before. But that doesn't mean they're a scam. Just I haven't seen it yet. Okay, shoot me a message and just let me know what the what's the word I'm looking for, what that is you're talking about, and I'll tell you right now. Okay. What do you think about the full aspect of the business? It's very complex. I've done it. It's for experienced adjusters. It's not anything for new people. No, Indeed is not another way to it's not another way to get deployed. You're not going to get deployed through Indeed. It's not happening. We need to be using our resources within the independent adjusting industry. Indeed is not in that. Okay. Will training be given prior to each deployment? No. We don't get training prior to deployments because we only have 24 to 48 hours, max 72 hours before we got to be on deployment. Okay. They'll give you 1 day of training on deployment. After that, you got to learn on your own. Okay. You're going to learn with other adjusters. You're going to learn with your manager. You're going to learn. They may have a trainer on some deployments, not all. Okay. There will be people to help you, but no, you don't get training prior. All right, guys, let me go into these deployment pitfalls, guys. So a couple things I find that a lot of adjusters fall into. Here's the first one, guys. They get too stressed out. All right. I see a lot of adjusters. I was talking to a guy, a mentee yesterday, and he was like, man, this isn't going on, and they're changing this up, doing this and that, and he's just getting super stressed. I find that adjusters who get too stressed out get burnt out really fast. And when you get burnt out, I mean, you're either going to self-release or you're going to start performing at a lower level. You're going to get released and you're not going to make as much money. So they take it super serious. They don't want to make any mistakes. And because they don't want to make any mistakes, they also don't make good decisions. They're not confident in their decision-making, right? And because of that, when you're not confident in decision-making, you make slower decisions. You make slower decisions, you have lower performance. Low performance, you get fired, okay? So you gotta find a way to relax your mind day in and day out. Okay, you got to. If you can't do that in a healthy way, you're gonna have short deployments. Just simple as that. All right. Next thing, guys, spend all your money. Okay. I can't tell you how many adjusters I know who went out and bought Porsches and Bentleys and Jaguars and Maseratis and big houses and Rolexes and diamonds and Chanel and all that stuff. Literally, like, you get the kind of money to do those things. But they spend all that money, and I've done it too. My first $200,000, I don't know where it went. First $200,000 in the business, guys, I spent it on who knows what, right? So I'm speaking from experience. When you spend up all your money in the business, you don't have time to take breaks. You don't have time to take vacations because you got to get to the next deployment because you got all these bills to pay, right? So you kind of put golden handcuffs on yourself. So don't do that, guys. Take care of your money. All right. This brings me to my next one. Oh yeah, pay your debt. I got out of debt. I paid off all my debt. It took a few years, but I paid off all my debt. Got rid of my car, debt, student loans, credit cards, all those types of things through independent adjusting. Okay. Just take the time, be methodical, and pay things off when you can, if you can. Okay, or save your money or invest, however you want to do it, but don't go spend it all. All right. Next one. It's a big one. It's a technical one. Kicking claims down the road. All right. And what do I mean by that? So what I mean is you'll have, let's say you'll have 100 adjusters working in a team environment. Everybody kind of touching each other's claims. Everybody's talking on the phone. And you'll get in a claim. And it might be difficult for you, right? And you're talking to an insurer. Hey, Mr. Insurer, this is Steven from Allstate. Thank you for calling. Oh, you said you had, water entered the home through a wind created opening. Okay, great. Well, look, I'm gonna look into it, and I'll give you a call back. Now, I'm new, or I'm being lazy that day, and not necessarily new. Let's say I'm being lazy that day, and I'm gonna write, "Hey, I spoke with the insurer, advised insured that I'll review the claim. We'll call back in 5 to 7 days." I didn't do anything on that claim. All right. When I write a file note like that, that means I didn't do anything. I waited. I got in the claim. I answered the call, and I got out of it. And I tried to kick it down the road by not doing anything. I didn't review any photos. I didn't review an estimate. I didn't tell it field adjuster to go out there. I didn't make a settlement decision or any type of claim decision. I didn't talk to a contractor. I didn't ask the insurer to give me more photos, anything like that. Because of that, I kicked the claim down the road. I was being lazy. If you do that too often, your other adjusters on your deployment are going to let your management know, and you're going to get fired. Okay. Next thing, guys, is not knowing pay schedule. We talked about that earlier. All right. If you don't know when you're going to get paid, you don't know how much money you need to have until your next pay period. I've seen people get on deployment not knowing that they're getting paid on the 1st and the 15th, and they got hired on the 14th. Right. So they got 1 day on a paycheck, and they essentially have 3 weeks before their next deployment. Before their next paycheck, because they might have a long pay period and then be in the hole. So, or get a really light paycheck. So people can really put themselves in some bad constraints by not knowing pay schedule. You got to ask those things before you get deployed. All right. Next one, guys, I see y'all asking questions. Just give me a second, okay? Because I got to teach y'all something. We're not going to just, as much as we're doing these, random questions, I got to teach y'all something right quick. All right. Next one is faking it till you making it. Faking it till you make it and never making it. All right. So what do I mean by that? So you said you had 2 years experience getting in the industry, getting deployment. They got you in there, and then you didn't start performing. All right. You did not start to review policy, review carrier guidelines, ask questions, have somebody who knows a little bit more, help you with some claims. All right. That's what I mean by never making it. You never start doubling down on your skills and getting some skills so you can be able to handle claims. Great way to get fired. Great way to have short deployments and be out here struggling financially. Next one, hopping from deployment to deployment. This is a big one during hurricane season. Okay. It's a big one during hurricane season, a big one during supplement season, a big one during health season as well. You'll have people chasing the dollar. They'll get in, they're making $36 an hour. Then they'll say, "Oh, wait, there's a deployment over there making $400 a day. I'm gonna leave." You go over there. "Oh man, so I'm making $600 a day. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go over there and make more money." Guys, I want everybody to get good at math in this business. All right, we need to know our finances. Why? Because if we work over a long period of time, we're gonna make more money usually than if we work for a short period of time for a higher amount of money. All right, if I make $650 a day for 3 weeks, and I can make $36 an hour for the next 6 months, the person who did $36 an hour made more money than the guy who made $650 a day for that period of time. So don't go chasing all these deployments. You get on deployment, you stick to it until you finish. All right. You can always self-release when you feel like it, but just understand that you won't look good if you're self-releasing every 30 days or every 6 weeks or 2 months or whatever. Get in and build relationships, guys. All right. Every deployment is not going to be some $1,000 a day situation, but you can build relationships with IA firms, build relationships with other IAs. It's going to get you further in your career. All right. Next, claim security. A lot of new adjusters suck at this. They get deployed. The first thing they want to do is they want to take a picture of their workstation. "Hey, look, Mom, I'm handling claims." And they take the pictures, and there's a claim number in the file, in the photo, and they post it on Twitter or these Discord groups, Facebook groups, Slack groups, whatever. They also count as the internet. All right. Insurance adjusters are licensed professionals, and we have a fiduciary duty to protect the insured's personal information. When you're taking photos in front of a house of an insured that you're on their roof and you're taking a picture of their address included, you're breaking that fiduciary duty, guys. You can get reported to the Department of Insurance for this stupid stuff. I had to contact an adjuster on Twitter last week because of this, posting all these kind of pictures of a person's house. These insurers that y'all are working with, did not ask to be on your Instagram profile. your Twitter profile, your Discord profile, your Facebook profile. They didn't ask for that. They asked you to handle that claim. We don't know these people's personal lives. These people might be in witness protection. They might be trying to get away from crime or a stalker or abusive spouse. We don't know. Y'all don't have a right to post their information out there. Okay? Make that super clear, guys. I want to make that super clear. We don't have that right. We're here to protect the information, not put it out. All right, let me stop for a second to ask these questions real quick. Do I need to get an executive cert to get hired? No. Self-learning is just as good as getting a cert, guys. You don't have to go get a certification for that. You know some exacting, and you're looking at YouTube, that is fine. You don't have to have some piece of paper that says you're certified. As an IA, do you have the option of working on weekends? No. It's all at company discretion. You don't have that option. Pay your debt. Do you know if firms honor drill time if you're in the Army Reserve? Tennessee Raise 615. You need to ask them. I'm not in the military. I don't know about any of that. So when you talk to IA firms, you're looking to get deployed, ask them and find out. Okay. Could you go into details about negotiating? Is that to make the insured happy? Is there some type of price range or something? Okay. I'll go into that for you right quick, Erica. So we don't negotiate with insurers. We tell them what we're going to pay them because we pay based off of our policy. We pay based off carrier guidelines, the estimate we see, and policy. Right now, with that being said, we can talk to, we can negotiate if the insured has a estimate of like, kind, and quality. Right, so they have another exacting estimate, and they say, hey, your field adjuster missed a spot, or they missed this, and this. Well, then of course we'll pay for things we may have missed, but we're only paying for what we're responsible for. Okay, insurance policies are not there to make insurers happy. Insurance adjusters are insurance adjusters. They're not customer service reps. Okay, the insurers are not going to be happy all the time with what we pay them or what we don't pay them. Okay, there is not a price range situation. Okay, we're going to pay what we see on the estimate. All right. If you get into the whole trying to appease insurers thing, it's a great way to get fired because you're not handling the claim based on policy and carrier guidelines. Okay, keep that in mind. Well, the best firms for newbies, all insurance firms are going to hire newbies of some sort at one point or another. It's a matter of when they hire. Okay, it's possible to get paid through an LLC. You need to talk to the payroll department of the IA firm you're going to be deployed with. How important is the resume and its contents? Pretty important. You need to have a decent resume. Okay, that's what I talk about. I have a resume mini course inside of my roadmap to become an independent insurance adjuster course. All right. Yeah, I think resume is super important. I have a beautiful resume. I know it's mine, but it's beautiful. It's got a lot of good stuff on there, but it also looks good. I think that helps you stick out. Y'all are in a competitive industry, so you want to stick out. Okay, you need to stick out where you can. Let's get back into the deployment downfalls. Not being properly licensed. So what I mean by that, not being properly licensed, you get on a deployment, you have two or three licenses, and everybody else has 10. When it's time to start making cuts, because you can't handle as many claims as everybody else can, you're getting fired. Okay. One thing I want everybody to understand about deployments: everybody that you're on deployment with, you are also in competition with. You all are playing musical chairs. So as the claim count goes down, whoever's not dancing to the right beat, you're getting cut. Whoever's not performing the best, getting cut. Whoever's not answering voicemail, you're getting cut. Whoever's not answering emails, not closing claims quick enough, doesn't play well with each other, you gossiping too much, talking back with your manager, all that stuff, you're getting fired. Okay? You're not doing claim security properly, kicking claims down the road, all that, you're getting fired. Okay? As claim count goes down, pressure increases. As pressure increases, managers are doing spot checks. They're going to open up 2 or 3 of your claims every week and see how you're doing. They're going to review your claim. I like how Erica handles her claims. I like how Jasmine does. Hey, Nikki's not doing so good. All right, well, next cut, Nikki's getting cut. And that's how they do it, right? It's another one, guys. It's another one. Allowing personal issues to affect your work. Guys, when we're in a seat as a deployed adjuster, we got to be locked in. Okay, you know, Timmy need new shoes. You know, mom and them got stuff going on. We got a holiday over here, guys. You got to block that out. All right, because asking for time off and days off and all that stuff all the time, they might let you get one day, but they gonna remember it. Okay, and so um, they gonna remember that. All right, and so you don't want to be putting yourself in situations where you're asking a lot of time off, a lot of time off. You need to be focused and in the seat while you're in the seat, right? Um, let's see what else we got in here. I said a lot of personal issues. Oh, okay, another one I want to talk about is gossip, along with those personal issues. Guys, insurance adjusters are scandalous. Okay, they can be quite scandalous, and I've seen all kind of things, just stupid things go on in business. In this business, they get people fired. People looking at porn on the work computer, great way to get fired. Um, People watching Netflix at work. Guys, these cell phones, these things are not worth you losing your job over. Okay, like for example, at State Farm, you can't watch videos on your phone while you're at work because it interferes with your attention span, and you can take pictures of claim, you can steal customer information, things like that. So they really don't like that. And so anyway, one day it was like we were on deployment in Georgia, and the best adjuster on our team was watching the video after they told us not to be doing that at our desk. And so he has like he has his cell phone propped up, whatever. He's watching Netflix, and he's just like, working his claims, whatever. And this was at this point, I think we are making $36.50 an hour. So we're doing maybe $2,300 a week at that time. And the claim manager of State Farm, she comes around, just walking through, seeing everybody and everything. And he's watching the video. So she's watching the video behind him for like 5 minutes. He doesn't even notice her. Just looking. And after the video finished, she tapped him on the shoulder and she fired him right on the spot. Was that video worth it, guys? No. Okay. So those types of things, guys, are all things we can control. That type of stuff, those personal type of things, we can control that. Next one is not putting out a quality work product. Guys, y'all know what kind of money insurance adjusters make. You need to pay attention to your work product, all right? You need to do your best on each claim, all right? If you don't know something, you need to be asking. You need to be looking at your resources and your emails and the company guidelines and all that stuff, all right? It is not acceptable for you to put up some BS. You will be fired. You will have a hard time finding your next employment. Why? Everybody that looks at your claim is also judging you. It's not just your manager that's looking at your claim. Every single coworker that you have, all these IA friends that you have on Twitter and where all these other places, if they're working with you, they can see your claims, okay? And your name is attached. So you want to put out quality. If you're known for being a bad adjuster, you're going to have a hard time networking with other adjusters because they know you suck. So they're not going to make sure you get hired, okay? Tardiness, time off, another one. Guys, I don't care if you work from home, work in the field, work in an office. Be on time. They are paying you from the start of your shift to the end of your shift a high amount of money, all right? You're getting paid a lot of money. Guys, you're making $100, $110, $120, $130, $140,000 a year. It is lawyer money, engineer money, doctor money, accountant money, okay? You need to perform as if you're one of those types of people, okay? So no, you can't be late. And you can't be asking all this time off, guys. You want to go on vacation, just self-release. Save your money up, self-release. But asking for 3-4 days off in the middle of a deployment for no reason or because you just want to go somewhere, no, it's not happening, all right? Customer service. Now, I did say we're not customer service agents, but I will clarify that and say that we still need to respond to emails that our customers send us, respond to voicemails that our customers send us. When we say we're going to call them back, we got to call them back. I've seen people get fired because they didn't respond to emails. I've seen people get fired because they didn't answer their voicemails. I've seen people get fired because they did not call people back when they said they're going to call them back. If you say you're going to call somebody back at Tuesday at 7 p.m., you better be doing it. If not, don't say it. Great way to get fired. Great way to have a claim escalated to your manager. Okay. I'd love to have work from home if that's an option. Work from home is an option. Don't let it be your only option. All right. Is dress code business casual or is it more relaxed? Guys, we get paid a lot of money. Okay. Do y'all just want to show up in jogging outfits or something like that? Is that what y'all want? Is that what y'all think this is? All right. If you're in an office, put good clothes on. I've seen people get fired for wearing flip-flops. Okay. With my own 2 eyes, I've seen men, I'm not talking about women, I've seen men get walked out of deployments because they put flip-flops on that day. Okay? Put some clothes on. You need to dress like the money you make. If you're making $110,000 a year, look like it. Making $150,000 a year, look like it. Okay? I ain't trying to be a butthole about any of these things, guys, but like, we're professionals. Okay, we're professionals, make a lot of money, and we got a lot of responsibility, guys. You can be writing checks for $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 checks. I wrote a $600,000 check one time. You know, some deployments are gonna be like colder than others. You might wear a hoodie or something like that, but put some clothes on. It ain't gonna hurt you. Put some clothes on. You know, I dress like this when I'm on deployments. I know other people wear ties on deployments. I know, like. Some women wear heels on all those types of things, but usually people look pretty presentable day in, day out. All depends on the deployment. Okay. But don't go in there wearing some BS and think it's going to ride in the beginning. I'll err on the side of dressing up than dressing down. Okay. Because you're making an impression on everybody. Everybody that's on a deployment with you can help you get to the next deployment. So keep that in mind. All right. Questions, comments, concerns. Can you create a uniform per your company? I mean, it's not really that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? Like you need a logo or something like that just for you, like Shamika Hole, Justin. You don't have to. I mean, you could if you felt like it. You know what I mean? But you're still in an office environment, essentially. If you're working, in the what you call. Yeah, so yes, if you want to make your own logo, make a uniform, it's all good. Ain't no thing. Questions, guys. I've been going for an hour and a half, almost an hour and a half. Desktop, you could, Shamika. Wouldn't nobody stop you, as long as it looks professional. You'll be good to go. Okay. Let's see. Customer service. Last thing I want to say is one of the downfalls is not understanding the claims ecosystem, right? So just not knowing how the claim gets to you and not knowing what happens inside a claim and not knowing what happens after you. All those things can trip you up, okay? And not allow you to perform at the highest level that you want to perform at, right? So that's why I got my downfalls. I'm gonna let y'all ask some questions. Did I answer all the questions well, guys? I hope y'all learned something. I want y'all to, all right, I got that Discord. I got to send the Discord link out. Somebody shot me a DM. I'm just waiting on y'all to ask questions, okay? Whatever questions y'all got, feel free to ask, and I will happily shoot them to you. Okay, I'll happily answer. Okay, what else we got? All right, Discord group. I'm definitely learning. That's awesome. Awesome, Erica. Guys, I still have mentorship available as well. If any of y'all are interested in my mentorship, shoot me a message. Shoot me a message. We can get on the call and we can talk about it. Okay. How should you set up for retirement in this industry? You got to set destiny, big dog destiny. So you're going to be setting it up you're an entrepreneur in this situation. So you're a contractor, right? So I don't know all that stuff. So you need to contact I don't know all that stuff to explain to y'all properly. Contact a financial professional. Okay. You can get in my Discord if you have my roadmap to become an independent insurance adjuster course. Okay. If you don't have my course, I think you should get it. Not because it's just me, but because like it's actually a pretty good course, and it gets a lot of people. It gets a lot of people into this business. All right. Let me find a link for you. Here we go. Ooh, there's a link. We'll put it in the banner. Destiny, I'll put you in here, by the way. Add banner. Guys, that is the link to my course right there. Destiny, can you hop in here? Can you hop in here, Destiny? I would love to have you in here for a second. Just talk to me for a couple seconds. Destiny, click that link in the comment section. Yeah, so you get in Discord by getting inside of my course. Do you help IAs to write estimates in your mentorships? No, that is not my specialty, so I don't help people writing estimates. I do have people I can recommend to you, but no, I personally don't write estimates because I did a lot of desk, a lot of auto. I did some field, but field was not my strong point, so writing estimates ain't my strong point either. Okay. Destiny was in my last mentorship group just recently. Now he is a baller. Destiny, what's up?
Hey,
How you doing, man? How you doing?
hey,
Can you hear
man.
me?
Hold on one second. Let me turn off this echo. Yes. Hey, man. I appreciate you having me. I'm sorry. I know I look a little disheveled, man. I'm working these 712s,
Hey,
and man, it's just like it's a lot of hours, but it's a lot of money. I'm
did you
not
get
gonna lie
new
to you.
teeth? Have you got new teeth already, bro?
Yeah,
Like,
I get
are
new
you
teeth.
rapper teeth, bro? Like, wow.
Yeah. Hey, man, it got me smiling a little different. I'm not gonna hold you, man.
I don't think I saw you smile in 12 weeks. Now I see you smile. I don't think I ever saw your teeth before, bro.
Man, yeah.
Tell me what you got going on, Destiny.
Man, I'll be honest, man. Like at first when I first started it, man, I was just really hungry to get there already. If that makes sense, because I started in January. Like I heard about Steven, like it was actually last year, and I thought I needed to have a car and to go there, to go to places, to do a deployment and have a ladder. And my financial situation didn't allow it, so I didn't pursue. And then I started getting into it. They're like, hey, yeah, certain companies are like, hey, if you're willing to like go to our boot camp or drive to our boot camp or fly out here, then you'll lock it down. I was like, hey, man, I'm willing to do it at this point. I'll just do whatever. But I remember when I locked in with him in this mentorship program, and he was like, it's going to be a 14-week situation where we'll give you all the information. I'll hold your hand. I'll talk to you, whoop-de-woo, and then I'll give you the guidance that you need. Right, because he already provides you with the information and how to like put it together, but sometimes you just need like that understanding of if you need to like call somebody or get on the phone or have that accessibility, which is what the mentorship provided for me. And you're constantly making contact with claims and policy and how to handle things, all those little bitty details. And there's still more details that he might not be even to like maybe touch on because it's very like technical in regards to like the software that they use. But it's essentially the whole entire process that he provides guidance for you and allows you to understand. So when you walk in there, you have a stronger understanding as opposed to somebody who's walking in off the street and you're just like, what am I supposed to do? Who am I supposed to be talking to? Why am I talking to that person instead of this person? And you feel overwhelmed. The only thing that I felt overwhelmed about was like getting in that software and being like, okay, what am I supposed to be clicking here? But that's on the firm. The firm is supposed to sit down and teach you, okay, this is how you work our software. This is our little process that we uniquely have. This is how we like to go through A, B, and C, and D. So only they can teach us that, but he teaches you the broad strokes. So once you understand the broad strokes, you still have enough to close claims and get paid. When I first got there, and I worked with the particular. Can I say the company? Is it cool if I just say the company? Is Rise Claims, right? I worked with Rise Claims, and am I still on? All right. And so I work with Rise Claims, and so when I work with Rise Claims, it was they didn't really have like a training system set up the way that you're supposed to. So as a result, like I was just kind of there. I was like, all right, cool. I'm looking at all this software. I don't know what to click. So, and then it's a per claim type of thing, right? So they paid us $150. They pay us $150 per closed claim. So that means if you can close 400, if you can close 4 claims in a day, that's $600 right there, right? But for the first 2 weeks, I didn't know what to do or what to click or how to close or who to talk to and how to do all these things. And that's when they say, like, if you're able to work in office, it's easier for you because you can just tap somebody on the shoulder as opposed to chatting somebody and waiting for them to reply back. And you've got someone on the phone waiting for an answer from you. And you have to delay. But I was able to make it happen. But the first 2 weeks, I didn't know what I was doing and I was not getting paid. That's normally not how it is, but if you're per claim, that's how it is. If you're per hour, like $40 an hour, you're sitting there, you're not clicking anything, but you're still getting paid, right? So you have to know what type of deployment that you're on. But for those first 2 weeks, I didn't do anything. I closed claims maybe like my last two or 3 days of that pay period. I had $2,400. And I barely knew what I was doing. That's 2 times more than what I was working at my previous job. At my previous job, after taxes and everything else like that, I would get like maybe $1,300 per check. You know what I'm saying? Here at this job, me barely knowing what I'm doing, what to click on, I'm pulling in twice that amount. And that's because I was working per claim. But if I wasn't working per claim, I was getting paid $40 an hour, 6 days a week, 10 hours a day, something like that. That's obviously more than that. And that's not talking about hurricane pay, where you're in the category. This is going to be my first category, my first cat season. I expect to see way more than that. Even if I'm per claim, I'm expecting to see at least 250. I've heard 400. I've heard big numbers. So I'm expecting big things because it's going to be a whole lot of work, a whole lot of, you got to go through a lot. And I'm calm with that because I know in one cat season, I can be up in a way I've never been up before in my entire life. You know what I'm saying? And then with this new check that I just got, I got like $5,000 in one check, and that's slow money. I was literally on the phone with somebody who was like venting to me, one of my coworkers who was venting to me about how things were going. She was like, da. I mean, I got $15,000 last month, but I mean, that's not money. I mean, I can survive off of that. I can make that work. I'm over here like $15,000. You talking like that's little money, $15,000. You know what I mean? And we were getting paid $150. She's like, oh, that's not even money. I just took this job because I needed to have something coming in. $15,000, I'll make that work. I'm like, you talking on me, and I'm over here talking about, I got 5,000. What? But I just started though. I don't even know what's really going on. I'm just new here, 15,000. That's crazy, and that's little money. So I mean, this is definitely the type of vocation that will change your life more or less overnight. You're in the cat season, you're in the hurricane season. So a lot of y'all are going to be getting bags thrown at you, and you're going to be expected to handle the weight that comes with that bag, which is like a lot of, they want you to pick up things quickly. So be ready. They're going to want you can work from home. I work from home. I work as a desk adjuster. I don't got to climb any ladders, but that's like as a first deployment, I'm understanding that that's pretty rare. Right? So I got lucky. I'm thugging it out with the per claim thing, which is one thing. But I have to eat what I kill. But that's what it is. And you're in the right place. You're with the right person. I've literally given this man thanks for like changing my life in the one check type. You know what I mean? Like one check changed your life. He did that. So I clap it up for him because honestly, truthfully, he doesn't have to do any of this. He doesn't have to put you on. He's good. He's making more than enough money. He's living outside of the country with a bunch of beautiful Brazilian women on the beach somewhere, kicking it, enjoying life. It'd be hard to get me back in the States if I was him, but he's better than me. And that's why he's who he is. So I just want to let y'all know that I wanted to give back and say thank you, man. Just that's it.
Thank you, Destiny. I appreciate it, man. You know, guys, me and I was still teaching Destiny like within the last 60 days. Like we were still on this not too long ago. So don't think that Destiny's only a few months ahead of you all. You know, we did a lot of role play. Destiny and me and him personally did a lot of role play. He was really involved on the mentorship program. Everybody ain't got to do mentorship, okay? This ain't a sales call for mentorship. This is what Destiny did. And a lot of my mentees go on to do these kind of numbers. A lot of them go on to get into management because it works like this. If you can come into a deployment knowing something and knowing the why behind everything, the how gets really easy. You know, like for example, role playing, talking to insurance on the phone. Did that not help you?
That helped me a lot. I can just kind of breeze through that. Yeah.
Like, because talking to people on the phone is, guys, when people call us as insurance adjusters, they're not calling because it's a pretty day outside. They're calling because somebody died, somebody got hurt, a house got destroyed, a car got wrecked, something bad happened. They don't have a nice attitude. So you got to learn how to control people and get the information you want out of them, get information to them, and get a claim move forward while doing that. And so just something as simple as just like doing role play and I got Destiny stuck a million times until he figured out how to talk. You know, I'll just keep throwing curveballs at him until he figured out like, oh, hold on. You can't appease mad people. We're not here to appease them. We're here to get something out of them and get them move their claim for it, right? And so that's just one thing. But guys, we did a lot of practice. We did a lot of talking. And it resulted in what Destiny's experiencing now. You know, like, I remember them feelings, them first few big checks. Like, I remember just being like, I remember, like, I'm sure you're experiencing this now, Destiny. Like, you get paid and your bills are paid, and you're like, how do I still have $4,000 in my bank account?
Yeah.
You know, you used to have $400 in your bank account afterwards, like $40 left in the bank account.
I'm so used to surviving through the struggle of having like maybe 200 left, and I can budget that, and now I got like maybe 2-3K left over. I'm like, how do I not blow this money? I gotta be, you know, now I'm looking about, okay, how can I properly invest my money into? So now I spend my money learning how to like invest in the market and stuff like that. And that's kind of like what I talk about now on my Twitter.
Smart. That's smart. You got a long way to go, Dustin. You got a long way to go, man. I think that, man, it's just like, and I'll tell y'all, because some of y'all, it's so crazy. I want y'all to know something that's crazy for me on my end of this. I get to see y'all's names, and then a year later, I get to see y'all names again and be like, I remember when you was just showing up for the first time. I remember when you just hit me up for the first time. I remember when y'all just DM me for the first time. And then it'd be a year down the road, 6 months down the road, and like, hey, I'm making 40 grand a month. You know, like, I see some crazy numbers. Like, I had a guy hit me, he was like, Steve, I made 180 in 3 months. And I was just like, what? Like, why? Like, how'd you do that? And so, you know, if y'all watch this long, guys, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. I'm proud of all y'all already. A lot of y'all are going to change our lives with this business. Okay. A lot of y'all don't even know what you like yet because you don't got the money to find out, and you will soon. All right. We do this. It's something I tell our mentees all the time. You doing this for the money or the honey, right? So, one of those things is like, yo, like, you're gonna get to have some new experiences, new restaurants, new clothes, new houses, new cars, new things for your family, your children, your spouse, those types of things. So, as much as we focus on the business and the skills, and you know, we put in a lot of hours, we get to get a lot of benefits from this, guys. Like, you know, my own personal life, it's been really amazing, you know. And I got the experience with my mother. My mother's in the business too, so like, it's been a blast. My cousins are in the business, you know. So like, it's just my best friends in the business, you know. I got a lot of close friends I got into the business too. So it's just been like such a blessing. Like imagine like because of what you're doing today, you might be able to change a sibling's life, a parent's life, a cousin's life, your children, you know. So those, that's why we do these things. That's why we push like this. That's why I push like this for y'all. Okay. Guys, we almost at 2 hours. We're gonna wrap it up. Y'all all stayed on this call the whole time. Wow, it's crazy. We had a high of 41 people watching. It's 38 people watching right now. Everybody stayed on. I appreciate all y'all. Guys, if you're interested in mentorship in any form or fashion, click on any of the links on any of my social media, guys. It's all for talking to me now. Okay, so I don't have any of my links posted for my courses. If you need any of my courses, guys, hit me up, shoot me a message. I will DM you any links to any of my courses. But right now, it's all about mentorship. Okay, we got to get ready for hurricane season, guys. Hurricane season starts June 1st. Mid-August, hurricanes will hit. Okay, you don't want to be caught with your pants down, not knowing how to handle claims. All right, so now's the time to get that type of mentorship. Destiny already told you all that stuff, all those wonderful things about me. I am super straightforward. I ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing with y'all. I want y'all to get the best education y'all can from me and get good at handling claims. Get good at adjusting. If we can do that, we're gonna secure a financial future for y'all. Guys, that's all I got for y'all tonight. I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all's night, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.